I don't know about you, but at least in my corner of the internet, it feels like everyone online is talking about how tight the economy is. Whether it's groceries, gas, rent, literally everything is up. And if you're like a lot of people, maybe you're just barely able to cover your minimum payments every month and it feels like you're going nowhere in some sort of hamster wheel. So to make things unfortunately worse, I'm seeing folks with even decent credit scores, sometimes even over 700, aren't getting approved for a good loan anymore because their credit utilization is too high, their DTI is too high, so on and so forth. So what do you do when the market's tight, your cards are maxed, and refinancing isn't helping you save more than just paying the minimums? Well, what if I told you there is a way to actually lower your interest rates to a fixed rate, combine your payments into one, so consolidate it, and get a clear end date of when you're going to be debt-free, and bring down your monthly payment? And no, it is not bankruptcy. And no, it is not debt settlement, debt relief, debt negotiation, whatever you want to call it. It is not where you fall behind. So today, I'm going to share a story of someone who we've actually helped recently and how we were able to figure out the option that made the most sense to their situation and to help her cut her monthly payment in literally half. Welcome to the Ascend Finance YouTube channel, where we go over ways to help you get out of debt cheaper, easier, and faster. My name is Justin, and before we continue, just remember this video is just for informational purposes and not for legal or financial advice. So recently we helped an individual, and we're going to call her Heather. She had about $114,000 in unsecured debt. That was a mix of about $35,000 in credit cards and I believe $79,000 in personal loans. Her monthly payments were almost, I think it was just about $3,911 per month. So basically almost $4,000 she was paying every month. And it was obviously draining her. So even though she was keeping up with things, she was short about $350 every month and was dipping into her savings just to get by. She also mentioned having a daughter that was having money issues too and didn't want to teach her to rely on credit cards. On top of that, her credit score was around 676, which was weighed down by high credit utilization compared to her income since her cards were maxed out and she couldn't get ahead. So she was ultimately stuck. Low interest loans weren't an option, balance transfers weren't an option, but here's what changed everything. She signed up for nonprofit credit counseling, which is also called a debt management program. And get this, her monthly payments went from $3,911 a month to $1,913 a month. That's almost $2,000 of savings every single month. She now can put that money towards her essentials, her future, helping her daughter, or even just giving her breathing room so she can stop pulling from her savings. And the best part is this isn't debt settlement. She didn't have to miss payments. She didn't have to put herself at risk of being sued. She's not paying an incredible amount of fees to a company. Instead, her interest rates have dropped, her payments are now manageable, and now she has a clear path to become debt-free in about 5 years, which is so much better than decades of minimum payments. So you may be asking, well, how does this program work? What are the pros and what are the cons? What's the downside? It sounds too good to be true. Yeah, all great questions. Let's cover that now. Basically, it's a program run by nonprofit credit counseling agencies. Essentially how it works is these nonprofits have a relationship with different creditors. It could be a creditor that offers loans. It could be a creditor that just does credit cards. Either way, they essentially have relationships with them and can get you on hardship plans that reduce the interest rates. So what you will do is make one payment to these nonprofits every month, and then the nonprofit will take that money and then make a payment to each of your accounts. So if you include some cards, some loans, then they'll just pay each of those accounts for you. Now, not every creditor is able to be included in that program, so it's important to understand whether your accounts would fit, but that's essentially how it works. So at the result of it all is you hopefully now have less stress, lower payments, lower interest, and a clear way out of debt. Unlike debt settlement, with debt settlement, you have to fall behind in the debt and you put yourself at risk of being sued. You have credit score impacts, all that stuff. And so for this, Heather's now able to see progress and light at the end of the tunnel because she's now paying more towards principal. So if you're sitting there right now feeling like Heather was, wondering if there's a way to finally get ahead, it could honestly be worth looking at nonprofit credit counseling and not looking at that debt management program and see if that makes sense for you too. But typically, when people are in this situation, they want to look at debt consolidation loans, refinancing their home, or even doing balance transfer cards as well. All valid options to consider, but the common denominator in all of these is that typically lenders are looking for low utilization on maybe credit cards. They want to see a low debt income ratio. They want to see reliable income. They want to also see excellent credit scores. And so unfortunately, it's right now really rare for someone to match all of those factors and get qualified for a decent rate loan. And so at the end of the day, everyone deserves to live debt free. So if you don't qualify for those options, you need to understand what else is out there. And so we actually built a free debt debt options calculator that you can use, and you can see which option may make sense for you. It's anonymous, and if you want to take the next step with looking at debt management or even looking at other options too, we can actually connect you with a nonprofit agency that we have vetted and have found with amazing reviews. I'm going to link the calculator in the description below if you want to check it out. Honestly, it was a complete game changer for Heather and frankly thousands of other people this year because it shows you the cost estimates, the time frames, and even personalized pros and cons for you. We also have a team ready to chat with you for free. You can do it by text or by phone call if you want to just talk through your options. Again, I'm going to leave it in the description below if you feel like that would be helpful to you. At the end of the day, there's no doubt about it. The economy is in an interesting time right now, but that's not a reflection of you or your hard work. And you don't have to let high interest rates and maxed out cards keep you stuck from getting ahead. There are real solutions out there for you. Heather is saving nearly $2,000 a month and finally has a plan to become debt-free, all with an option she didn't even know was available to her if she wouldn't have used our free calculator. Imagine what you could do with that extra money if you were in her shoes, right? So take a deep breath, check out the calculator in the description if it's helpful, and at the very least, see what your options are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Drop a comment in this video if it was helpful, or if honestly you have any suggestions for videos you want me to make in the future. Either way, take care. Have a great day.